Hey guys, it's Ashley of Sex and the City, and we're back behind the mic chit-chatting with you guys about life. I know I noted last week, and I don't even know if it uploaded. I have to make sure about what is the future of Sex and the City and what it looks like. If I didn't put that up, I'm gonna just do it now. And well, it doesn't matter because by the time y'all hear this, it's going to be up already. But I did want to take some time to talk about life and what it looks like in your 30s and why I feel like it is such a failure. Like, oh my gosh, it's not what people have told me what it's supposed to be and all that fun stuff. If anything, I feel like my 20s were those things. And I'll go into that, y'all. I'll go into that. But I want to know if you guys are able to relate to that and if you can connect with those things, because I know I absolutely most certainly do. First, I want to preface this, you all, and say I am not a vulnerable kind of girl. I don't really like to talk about myself. I don't like sharing myself. I've never really been a type of person to talk about my personal feelings. I am a very honest and direct person, but feelings, I'm not really good at that. My therapist said I need to work on that, but neither here nor there. We're going to chat about life in our 30s. And one other preface, y'all. I don't want this to be a comparison between our 20s and 30s, because it's not that. Like, there's so many fun experiences that happen at every stage in your life. You don't have to compare and wish. However, there are some times where I'm like, Lord Jesus, I need a wheel. Lord, I need a bone. I just want a bone. Not like, you know what I mean. So I do feel like the 30s is a failure. And more importantly, the narrative that's been shared about our 30s is a failure. Y'all, I am 32, okay? I'm not even that new to the game. I'm still in my early 30s, but I've experienced a few years of this. And I feel like the biggest takeaways that people share about their 30s is that you feel more confident and you make more money and you're just at your peak in life. And y'all, lies on top of lies on top of lies, at least for me. And here are some of the reasons why. So they say that you are super excited and you're more confident in yourself. Y'all, I don't feel that way. I feel more self-conscious about myself since I was probably in my 20s. When I was in my mid-20s, I feel like I kind of came into myself a little bit more. I was a little bit more confident in how I dressed and how I looked and how I want to present myself. It was that when I was in my mid-20s. That's when it happened. And now it's just like, I just feel so much more defeated, particularly in the way that I look. I don't feel as feminine as I used to feel. Like, your body does change as you get older. I've gotten a little bigger. I'm still kind of small, don't get it twisted, but I'm more muscular. I work out a lot more. So I think the way that I look has changed, and it doesn't make me feel more confident in myself. I feel a lot more vulnerable. I do, to be completely honest with you. So that's a lie. I don't know who was spreading them gossip and rumors, but it ain't true. And even talking to my friends and talking to my circle and the people around me, I think echo a lot of those same things too. It's like, well, I'm just not where I want to be. I'm not here. Like, my body, this and that. Like, it's not cute. And then we're getting all these advertisements, especially on Instagram and all that fun stuff, about like collagen and retinol and creams and skincare routines and Botox. And I'm just like, Lord Jesus, there's a fire. I'm not ready, y'all. I'm not ready for all of that. And I think it aids because we're already starting to get those age conversations. But I don't necessarily feel old, but I feel like what's been put at me is justifying this sense of like, oh, it's gonna start, it's gonna start sagging, this and that. Like, that makes you feel a little bit less confident, at least in your appearance and the way that you look. I really do. And a lot of us are having children and our bodies do change in that way, and it's just different. I don't see how we can be more confident in ourselves and that newfound confidence when there's just a whole new slew of challenges, like physical challenges that come our way as we continue in our 30s. It's still fabulous. Like, it's still a great time in our life, of course, but I don't know. I do believe that it's a bit of a cop-out when people, oh, you just get so much confidence in yourself and who you are. I'm like, oh, I don't know if that's true. I just don't, I just don't feel as beautiful personally as I used to. And that makes me feel really sad. It does. It does. It really does. The other way that I feel like a failure and how my 30s has failed me is this sense of your career. Like, especially coming from the environment that I am from, like I went to a really good school, college. I did not go to grad school. That's another story. We'll talk about that. But all of these things, and I took this leap at entrepreneurship and all those fun things that are like, oh, you'd be in your career and you'll be so excited about what you do, and it's a lie, it's a lie, it's a lie. I do not feel that way at all. If anything, I feel super defeated in my life. I feel like the things that I've tried to do have failed. And it's funny when you have this time, like when you're in your 30s now, you have a longer litmus test of some of the failures that you've had previously, right? And they can compound. Like, yeah, oh, I didn't get to this point. Yeah, great. But I am at that point where I can say that yet. Like, to be completely honest, like, it's the career thing that's getting to me, because your girl is naturally a career girl. But no, like, I would say, at least for me and my life, I worked, like, I feel like I'm Barbie, y'all. I've worked every type of career possible. I've done government, I've done private sector, I've done assistant work, I've done everything. I tried to take every exam, y'all, almost the MCAT. Your girl had nothing to do with science. Tried to take the LSAT and the MCAT and the GMAT and this and that. Not the MCAT, but you know what I'm saying. I tried, and it's like, it didn't work out. And then I tried my hand in entrepreneurship, even quitting my job and allegedly dedicating full time into it. And that blew up in my face. And I'm at this point now where it's like, wow, look at all these failures that I've had. I'm not at where I want to in my career. My job, my 9 to 5, I did get a 9 to 5. My 9 to 5 job is a job that 22-year-olds get. Like, it's a job that you get when you just graduated from college, or you're like maybe a year or two out. So I am the oldest, literally the oldest person on my team. I have the most experience. Yet here I am working this job. Like, it mentally kind of messes with you. I'm grateful for it, of course, but it mentally messes with me. So I think in so many ways, I feel super defeated and stuck with my life, particularly with my career, because I don't really have one. I don't. I mean, honestly, I really don't. I just collect paychecks and stuff like that. It's hard to reflect on those decisions that you've made in your life to get to this point now. And I know I'm not the only person who feels that way. I have wonderful, amazing people in my life. I have people that are killing it in their careers. Like, they did all the things they need to do. They did all the things. And they're able to reap both the financial benefits as well as the, the promotional benefits of it, of a career, of their job. And I think I'm like, oh, clap, hands off, hats off to you. But for me, I feel like I haven't done that. Fun fact, I've never been promoted in my life. I either leave or I get fired or the coronavirus happens. Like, I've never had that experience. So as a result, I'm perpetually in these entry-level jobs. And despite the experience that I have, I'm in that position where I'm like, it's frustrating. And in so many ways, I definitely feel defeated in that regard. Even with me starting my entrepreneurship journey had not gone as planned at all. Like, all my savings and my money that I had went away. It was gone. And I felt very defeated. And I feel like, quote unquote, that given the career, whatever, that I've had, this life that I have, I should be in a position where I'm a little bit farther, like I'm in management or a director, or I'm some big time executive. And realistically, I'm none of those things. I'm really not. And that's hard, especially at my age, allegedly, and the how much emphasis someone like me, how myself puts on career. That's really difficult to what's the word? It's difficult to process. That's one thing. So we have like our bodies, you're supposed to be confident it's a lie. And then we have our careers, that's a lie. And then your relationships, right, with other people, that's a lie too. It's hard to make friends in your 30s. My partner and I moved here to Houston, and we've met people for sure, but it's been very, very increasingly hard to meet new people that you're like, oh my God, you're amazing. I've met a couple of great people, hi y'all, but it's harder. And the relationships with your friends do change. People get married, or they're, you know, with someone that you may or may not like, or you may not approve of it. Like, who cares? Like, your opinion doesn't matter. But it does change the way you interact with that person. It really does. It makes it very difficult. Relationships are really, really tough to maintain as you get older. And there's a sense of loss, I think. And it's something to lament over. I've had people that I've known for years, for a very long time, that I just don't really talk to anymore, simply because, you know, they got married, they have their families, and their lives are just a lot more insular. And that's okay. I think that's great. But it has been really difficult to, you know, to lament that loss. And for someone like me who, you know, I'm not really certain about the kids thing, and if that's something that God wants for me, honestly, but it is very difficult to see that. So I do feel like your 30s are super difficult. I do feel like the narrative that's been given to us in our 30s is like, oh, your 20s were the hot mess, and now you learned the lessons in your 30s. But I don't feel that way at all. I feel like I still feel not as confident in my body, what that looks like. I still feel like I'm super defeated and stuck in my career or my job or what I'm supposed to do. It's been seemingly to me failure after failure after failure. And then I feel like the friends and relationships that I've built over time are eroding because people are moving forward with their lives. They're becoming more insular. So I don't know if you guys feel that way. It would be interesting to hear. Let me know. And there will be a lot more fun stuff about like my life, like life in general, like life in your 30s. I think I did share about what Sex and the City looks like and what that future is. And I do think that it's about this new phase in our lives. Like, turning 30 hurts. I don't know who said it don't hurt. It does hurt. It's a new wave of life that comes at you. You're an adult. The youth culture becomes way more defined, and you're not part of that anymore. And that's okay. Like, that's great. It's fine. But I do think that these conversations need to be had with my generation. It's not about the, you know, when I look on social media now, like people of our generation or my generation, it's like, oh, look at these fun little videos of nostalgia in the past in 2010, and we were in college, and or it's like, oh, everything hurts. I just want to be in the house all day. I can't go out anymore. And there's a lot more to it than that, y'all. And I really want to explore that and find ways to find pleasure in this new phase in our life, this wonderful phase in our life. It's still great, but it's just more challenging, I think, than they're letting on, because it ain't all that, y'all. Anyway, let me know what y'all think, and I'll be posting back soon. It's a pleasure having you guys. Bye, y'all.